Hey guys, my name is Jaleesa and I'm back for another video, and as always my hair is still wet from taking a shower. All professional here. As you can see from the title of this video, I'm finally doing the Q&A part 2. No, I didn't forget about it. So let's get on with the questions. Fidget. So the first question is, where do your random word tics come from? Such as Fidget and Leanne. Did you have a situation that caused them to become a tic, or are they really just random and you have no idea why? And that is a fantastic question. My tics Fidget and Leanne are pretty random. I don't know where they come from, and that's how a lot of my vocal tics are. I just got 2 more tics, Fidget, and they are Bandcamp and Bandwidth, and I have no idea where they came from. They just, Fidget popped out of nowhere. Cat. However, some situations can cause tics, and those tics will stick with me for a long amount of time. This might because I have echolalia, that means I repeat other people or things, Fidget, as tics, and those can become a very regular tic over time. This could be something that I saw might influence a tic. A funny story about that, there was a time in my ASL class when I was still just starting to have the really complex vocal tics, Fidget, and we were going over LGBT signs, and when we got to the sign for transgender, I shouted, "It's a transgender cat." That was definitely influenced by the situation, but most of what comes out is just random. Are you American or Canadian? I'm American. When you hit yourself or punch yourself, is that a motor tic or something to calm the voice tics? Now, I thought that was a very interesting question because I surprisingly get this question quite a bit, and I don't know where it comes from. If you're wondering about my chest punching tic, that is a motor tic. It is out of my control. It doesn't calm anything. Fidget is not out of frustration or anger. It's just a motor tic. And now I've triggered it. Fidget. Also, don't worry. This one doesn't hurt. It makes a very loud thump. Like it hurts, but it's just an overly dramatic sound because it doesn't hurt at all. Do you know when you're about to tic? Yes, I get a very odd sort of pressure build up right before I tic. In fact, that's kind of what's behind the tic. That's kind of why it happens. Like, say there's this pressure that builds up in my shoulder, and then I like do that thing where I crack it, and then the pressure sort of goes away. It almost sort of feels like when you've been holding your breath for a very long amount of time, and ticking would almost be like breathing. It's that thing that you have to do to make the sensation go away. I can actually hold back my tics, like you can hold back your breath. You can hold your breath, but just like you're gonna have to breathe again. You're gonna have to. Your brain's going to force you if you don't do it yourself. Fidget. I will eventually tic. So that's kind of an idea of what it feels like. I want to go into that deeper in another video, so look out for that if you want to know more, I guess. Subscribe if you want to know more. Why Fiji? Is it possible to change tics through habit? Now, again, why Fiji? I don't know. I've never been to Fiji or thought about Fiji very much. I don't know why that is. Is it possible to change tics through habit? It's funny that this person should mention that because I'm actually in something called habit reversal therapy. Now I'm gonna not use the word habit anymore, Fidget, because it kind of gives you the wrong idea. Tics aren't habits that you can just stop. Or it's not like I have a bad habit of biting my nails. It's like something uncontrollable. But there are therapies that teach you to recognize the sensation and try to do something a little bit different that's a little bit better than the tic that your body sort of wants you to do. Now that doesn't mean I can pick and choose my tics all willy-nilly. That would be fantastic, but I can't. It only works for some people and some tics, and it's very, very difficult to do. So the answer to that question is kind of yes and no. You can change some tics, but it's very hard to do so, and it only works for some people. And I really want to stress, if you know someone with Tourette's, and you find some of their tics annoying or whatever, please don't expect that they can just change or pick and choose their tics, because it really doesn't work that way. Now this question I have been waiting to get asked for forever. How did you come up with your YouTube name? Snapple! Snapple! But, now, as you may have guessed, Fidget, Snapple, and cats are two of my tics. But they're not just two random tics that I chose for this channel. I actually went to a show called Backstage in Biscuit Land a few months ago by a lovely person called Jess Tom. I'm going to link her channel in the description, Fidget, as well as her blog, and you should totally go check her out. She does a wonderful relaxed performance Fidget sort of about Tourette's and her experiences. Like I said, it's a relaxed performance Fidget, so that just sort of means that anyone is welcome to come in. They can make noise, they can move around, sort of laugh at as much as you want. I'm going to put a bit of a better explanation in the description below because I'm not very good at describing it, but Jess Tom has taught me so much about dealing with Tourette's in your everyday life, dealing with disability and solving the problems around it, and having a sense of humor and positivity around it, as well as educating people. And she really highlighted to me the importance of educating people, and that's something that has stuck with me. So she's a fantastic influence, and when I went in to see the show, the tics that were bouncing around between us, Fidget, were Snapple and cats. So it's just sort of to remind me of the inclusive atmosphere of that show and how much she's taught me. And I want to bring that sort of attitude to my channel. That was a really great question. And that will conclude my Q&A part 2. I'm going to keep taking in questions. I don't know, maybe this can be an ongoing thing. I really like to know what my audience is thinking and wondering about when it comes to Tourette's, and I really would like to address any questions that you have and be able to educate people. So leave any questions in the comments below. I will keep doing these Q&As. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more of my face, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys!